Hiya, I'm Helen.
So my name is Clementine Smithereens.
My name is Kyra Kane.
I work for the police. I'm a call handler and I take emergency calls and non-emergency calls.
I have people come to my house and then we have sex and then they pay me and then they leave.
Since I am a cam model, that's kind of the realm that I know people, and it's very lonely. You can see a computer all day long, but you're lonely and people can't relate to you as much. And I thought that it'd be nice to have a voice that was there saying, it's okay to be lonely sometimes, but I can give you a hug.
This is my full-time job. I run a business. I'm working 12 hours a day. Like 90% of my job is just sitting at a laptop. I love meeting people that I wouldn't normally interact with in real life. So, like lawyers and doctors and like maybe people who are really right-wing while I'm really left-wing, and we'll have interesting conversations. And just like connecting on an intimate level with someone can be really magical. And I've just like learned a lot, and I've met a lot of amazing people.
I'm a mother, and so this does give me the ability to stay home. Like I can work for the school and I can do things, and I'll be there for all the plays and dances and games.
I never want to stop doing I don't think I ever want to stop doing sex work. I just really love it. It's super fun. The community is amazing. But yeah, I mean, music has always been a passion of mine. And I've always supported it with whatever job I've had.
I was a server at a restaurant, and I was driving forever to get there and making no money. And I've always wanted to work from home. And I saw it one day on like a article of some sort on who knows what kind of website. And I was like, I could try that. I mean, people have always liked my boobs. I could try that. That might work. And I did it one day and I quit my job the next.
Some really crappy life stuff happened to me, and I got like deported from the UK actually. Yeah, I was like really mentally not in a good place, and I couldn't hold down a normal job, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and like I put myself in some really dangerous situations. As time progressed, it like sort of became more healthy, and then I like got back into it, and I met the community here in Vancouver where I live, and just found a lot of support and started to learn more about like the business side of it and like how to market myself and how to stay safe and how to have fun. And then it just really sort of turned into a career.
A female rang the police. Was an escort at the time. And she'd taken a man to a hotel room and went into the bathroom. When she came out, he was gone, and he'd taken £2,000 out of her bag. When I took the call, it was treated as any other theft. It was, she had to make a statement. It was investigated and started, we have to put statistics in, obviously, like any other theft. It was treated exactly the same.
I know that before the internet, a lot of sex workers had to work in really dangerous conditions, like on the street, which makes it more difficult to screen clients, to communicate with other sex workers, to like share information. I always have a kite string if I go to an out call. So if I go to someone like a client's place, I'll always have someone that I like text from the bathroom and text when I leave to like always check in on me.
And here we have Sesta and Fausta, and so it's making it harder because like people have to underground talk about like whether or not a client is good or bad, and all those things getting vetted. And before there was websites for that, and there was very easy access for girls to get together. And so if it was legal and it wasn't shamed, it'd be a lot easier to keep people healthy and keep people safe.
To sell sex for money in the UK is legal. It's just you can't manage a brothel. You can't make money out of somebody else being a sex worker. I think that they should be regulated. If that's their profession, then they should pay taxes, national insurance, just as any other normal job. The difference between decriminalisation and legalisation is decriminalisation means you can't get arrested for sex work. Legalisation just means that you would have to pay your taxes, you'd have to pay national insurance. It would be like any other job, the way any other job is regulated.
Legalizing anything means that you place restrictions on it. So the idea of placing restrictions on something that's so private and personal as sex work is dangerous, because there are definitely going to be marginalized workers that can't afford to sign up for permits and that kind of thing, or like adhere to specific rules. Whereas if you decriminalize something, you're still legally protected if something happens to you, but you're not placed in this sort of box of like how you can work.
Of course, we want to decriminalize it because at that point, it's just letting it go. Like, the government can't get involved. And so if you legalize prostitution and sex work, they'll be like, hey, you guys can't only work Mondays. You can only do this. You can only do that. And so there doesn't need to be all those other ways for us to be breaking laws when we're not breaking the law.
I do think in the UK it will be regulated because they're trying to push laws through at the moment through Parliament, and I think it will be decriminalised as time goes on. You know, you look at other countries, the obvious one is Holland, Amsterdam, and there doesn't seem to be as much violent crime around it. I think people's perceptions of the sex industry have changed an awful lot, and in time, I don't know how many years it will be, but not too distant future, I think it will be decriminalised and legalised.
Obviously, recently, some of the websites, especially in North America and the States, have been shut down. So, like, it's getting harder, but we're seeing a resurgence of some more sort of like under the radar sites that are coming to try and stop us from having to move back to the street.
1,000 years it's been going on. So it's just that it was illicit, wasn't it?
You can be a stripper. You can be a sugar baby. You can be an escort like I am.
It's 2019. Sex work has come so far from where it started like years and years ago. And so I don't know where the future of sex work goes, but I'm going to do my best to make sure I fit into that future in some way.